I had to throw this in here because this was the horror movie in space, basically, Alien, and I have the clamshell widescreen series edition here. Very, very cool. And I love these kind of cases, these shell cases. I'm a sucker for them. And this is the original Alien. And it says here, down below, I'm trying to look for a date right now, which is really hard to read, so I'm not going to get you a date on it. But everybody knows that Alien, one of the best films of all time. If I am correct, Alien was released in 1978. And I think this is a 1997 release here. But yeah, if I get dates wrong, I'm sorry, guys. But I'm pretty sure Alien was 78. But anyway, Alien had a really cool toy, too, that you can get. And I wanted to get the big old xenomorph that they released back then when the film came out that all the parents got mad about and had to, like, take off the shelf. Because people were mad that they would make a toy line after an R-rated movie. And this was like the horror movie in space. And it's presented in widescreen. So this is the widescreen series. So not only did I have Alien, but I also got Alien Resurrection here. And I think Michael the Two-Ply said he's not a big fan of Resurrection, but it does star Sigourney Weaver, who is in the original Alien. Ripley plays Ripley in the movies. And this one also has Winona Ryder. So, Alien Resurrection, getting some Alien ones in there. Look at that badass xenomorph, though, on the back. He does look cool. Gotta love your VHS. So, some cool Alien stuff in there. Next, we have also Hell Night. Oh, yeah, you gotta have Linda Blair and Hell Night. Pray for Day. So, I think this was when Linda Blair was kind of getting desperate. 1981 movie and a 1999 Anchor Bay Entertainment, good old Anchor Bay. Linda Blair in Hell Night. Kind of getting desperate, I think, when she came out in this one. So, you gotta love the front cover, though. I do love that cover. Hell Night. Next, we have Ghostbusters here, and this is the original let's see here if I can find it for you. This is the original 1984 release, though, that I looked up online. And as you can see here, these are all the way enclosed boxes, too. So this is the same series as Fright Night was released in, as they kind of like did all the sides like that. It's a lot more faded out. Or it's made in blue. But you can see they're the same like series here. Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment. They all made them like uniform, and on the side you can see there. I have some other movies too that go in this collection, and when I display them, I can't wait to display these all side by side. But Ghostbusters, the original, in the original release. So you gotta love Ghostbusters. There's Slimer on the back before he became a cute little sidekick to him. Basically, you can blame the TV show for doing that. But the '84 Ghostbusters, gotta love it. I do. There's the trio. There's the, oh, they're not a trio. There's 4 of them, so there they are blasting away. And there's the no-go sign. If I mess up in these guys, it's a long day. It's been a long day. I'm doing this at night. Terminator. Arnold Schwarzenegger. This is pretty much a horror film, in my opinion, the first one. If you have this guy coming after you, wouldn't it be a little bit scary? Especially if he's a robot and you know he can't be destroyed easy. And it says they have 2 humans must defeat an unstoppable killing machine. And I had Terminator in a 2 tape set, but I didn't have it in a solo cassette like this. And I thought the front cover was awesome, so I went ahead and picked this up. So there's Terminator. Next we have It, the Terror from Beyond Space, which is awesome. I think that they always say that The Thing was the actual same premise as this movie. Was It or Alien? I think it was Alien. I think is the actual It, the Terror from Beyond Space is the same as the Alien, basically. I may be wrong about that, but whatever it is, it's the exact same film. the bases and everything is the exact same. So yeah, The Terror from Beyond Space. Glad to have that classic in my collection. Next we have one that Audrey Hepburn and Cary Grant in Charade. It's a romantic thriller, so I decided to put this in here because it says the best Hitchcock film that Hitchcock never made. And, you know, it does have, you know, some suspenseful parts in it, murder and whatnot, so had to definitely throw it in the collection update for Halloween horror. Sister's a big Audrey Hepburn fan too. And the reason I did that is because I have some Hitchcock updates here. I have The Man Who Knew Too Much from the Hitchcock collection. If anybody hasn't saw this, this is a really cool one to watch for Halloween, actually. More on the thriller side of things. Jimmy Stewart and Doris Day are actually also in this, but a suspenseful thriller about an undisputed master. James Stewart, Doris Day, and Alfred Hitchcock's The Man Who Knew Too Much. It's a good film. Check it out. I love Jimmy Stewart and Hitchcock. But here's an Alfred Hitchcock double cassette one, and it's The 39 Steps and The Lady Vanishes. These are some older, like earlier Hitchcock efforts. Added these to the collection. And anything Hitchcock I'm going to throw into the Halloween horror section. But yeah, if you haven't saw The Man Who Knew Too Much, definitely check that one out. And The 39 Steps is one of his classics too. Even The Lady Vanishes is a great one. And I had to throw this one in there because it says the best Hitchcock film Hitchcock never made. So there's those three. So I'm cutting these down quite a bit. As you can see, we have a lot to go through, and I'm already at 24 minutes, so I'm trying to go here as fast as I possibly can. We have The Ghost of Mars here. I actually put the DVD of this in last year's. This is a John Carpenter film. It's not really horror, but it's more horror like in space, more like an alien type vibe out of it. But you can see there's some creepy stuff going on here. So I had to throw this one in the collection update as I got the VHS of Ghosts of Mars and another John Carpenter film. You know, John Carpenter of Halloween fame, and they just came out with Halloween 2018 this year. So, pretty sweet. Ghost of Mars. You got a good old Ice Cube there, too, in it, so you can't beat that. Next, we have a Jack Palance featured horror film, and it's Jack Palance, Trevor Howard, and Craze. And I do not know anything about this, but look at the guy behind him, and look at the look on Jack Palance with this axe. And even on the side, it says horror. So I had to grab this one. It's never been opened, so I probably will not bust it open and check it out. It's black and white, 46 minutes running time, chilling mix of the occult and suspenseful murder mystery makes for a film that grips you until the shocking climax. Original British release title. The Infernal Idol, 1973. Other Burbank titles available: Killer Shrews Capture a Bigfoot, Giant Spider Invasion, Robot versus the Aztec Mummy, and Dracula. Wow, what an array of films there. Gotta love these guys. Who is this? Burbank Video? Burbank Video. Gotta love them. Putting out some classics there. So, Jack Palance and Craze. And what a crazy cover on this VHS. Had to get it because, like I said, I don't ever see anything horror up there really. And I saw this, you know, sealed too, so of course I'm going to grab it. Next, we have the Alvin and the Chipmunks Hair-Raising Chipmunk Tales, and I'm a big fan of Alvin, Simon, and Theodore, the Chipmunks. But on the back here, it's Halloween-related ones. You can see even a ghost there. For that one, Babysitter's Fright Night. That's funny, they call it Babysitter Fright Night. Theodore's Life as a Dog. Unfair Science, with Simon working on an android for a science fair. I don't know what the hell that's all about. I guess it's called Unfair Science. And there they are, creeped out in front of the TV, checking stuff out. So, pretty cool. Happy Halloween on this Happy Halloween volume, it says there too. So definitely had to be added into the Halloween collection update. I always have been a fan of Alvin and the Chipmunks and the animation. the animated series, old and newer. So, very cool to get this. Fits right in. The hair-raising Chipmunk Tales. Next, we have a couple clamshell that I added to the collection. And I already showed you the Ghostbusters that I got, you know, the original release. This one here, from 1996 of the 1984 classic Ghostbusters. And I had to get this one. This is the Columbia TriStar Family Collection. It's a clamshell edition of the Ghostbusters, so that's why I picked it up. Not much more to say other than that, but one of my favorite films, and definitely Halloween horror collection update worthy, because I ain't afraid of no ghosts. If any ghosts come to my house tonight while I'm going through my Jason collection, then I'm definitely going to call the Ghostbusters. Next, we have another VHS clamshell. I have it on DVD, but I didn't have it on VHS, I don't think at all, let alone VHS clamshell, but I got the Gremlins clamshell here. And of course, Gremlins, the 1984 classic, can be also tied into the Christmas vibe too for a Christmas movie, but definitely horror inspired as well. The great Joe Dante directed this, one of my favorites. Steven Spielberg produced. Everybody knows Gremlins. And so I was very happy to not only get Gremlins, but Ghostbusters. These both were there at the same time, too. But on VHS, both of these. Very sweet. Next, I don't know if I've ever showed this. It's Francis Ford Coppola's Dementia 13. William Campbell, Luana Anders. Starring those two. Coppola's first feature film. Very cool to have this one in the collection. 1963, too, so very, very sweet. Next, we have the Howling 4. Or, wait a minute, the Howling 5. This was a free one, a freebie. The Beast Returns, the Rebirth. They just had them there, and I picked this one up, and it's hard to get, you know, horror stuff there. Sorry I said 4. It's before I looked at it, but this is the Howling 5, Rebirth, the Beast Returns, and a very sweet picture of the werewolf from the movie. They did really good werewolves in this one, too. But yeah, it's, you know, the 5th effort in the Howling series, and after the first Howling, I don't think that any of them are that great, really, but had to pick it up for the collection. The next two are kind of related, as we have the Silence of the Lambs here, and everybody knows the Silence of the Lambs. This is the winner of 5 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. This is where Hannibal the Cannibal came from. Hannibal Lecter. Definitely one to watch around Halloween. You got Buffalo Bill. There's Hannibal right there in his Hannibal Lecter mask. There's Buffalo Bill up there telling him to lotion down the skin. It puts the lotion on the skin. Isn't that what he said? But not only did I get this, but I also have the follow-up Hannibal that they did. Anthony Hopkins, Julianne Moore. It focuses more on Hannibal. Ridley Scott film, as I said. Ridley Scott, did he direct the first one as well? No, this was directed by Jonathan Demme, so I did not think that he directed the first one as well, but he directed this one. And the ending you'll never forget. This one focuses more on, obviously, Dr. Hannibal Lecter, Hannibal the Cannibal. Alternate ending and over 10 minutes of deleted scenes in this too. So that's cool. And then next, it's another Stephen King classic. It's Graveyard Shift. Man, I love the front cover of this one. If you haven't saw Graveyard Shift, it's basically about rats taking over. And I don't want to go too much into it, but it's one of my favorites that he's done. So Stephen King took you to the edge with The Shining and Pet Sematary. This time he pushes you over. And I just love the front cover art here and the logo of this one. Very, very awesome. Next we have Death Watch, Deliver Them from Evil. I don't know much about it, but just the name alone I thought deserved to be in it. And you have Clive Barker there putting in his, says Death Watch is a finely crafted piece of work, subtle, eerie, and powerful. So if he's putting that in there for it, he's definitely checking out this creepy thriller-like movie about from 1917 on the Western Front. Guys start disappearing. A thing in the trench, and I like how they made the thing all capital letters. That's pretty funny. Next, we have Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I think I may already have this one on VHS in the collection, but I had to pick this one up anyway. Robert De Niro. It showed some range off in this one. I think this is actually underrated in my opinion. I think it was pretty good and overlooked. This was back whenever they were putting the name of the movie before everything. You had Bram Stoker's Dracula, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. But I still like the front cover there. And it doesn't really show you the face too close of Robert De Niro as Frankenstein's monster on here. But nonetheless, he did a good job in it. Like I said, he showed some range. Next, we have the original Scream here on VHS. I have it on DVD. I didn't have it on VHS. Clever, hip, and scary. Wes Craven classic. Rest in peace to him, as he was the one that was responsible for so many of my favorites. But it is a Wes Craven classic. It's Scream. And then I also had, just to show off, I showed this in my last, I think, Halloween Horror Collection update, but this is the Scream commentary by director Wes Craven and writer Kevin Williamson, which I am glad to have, you know, since Wes is no longer with us. But Scream, iconic, Wes Craven classic. Next we have The Last House on the Left, the classic that Wes Craven got him known for. And I had to get this one. I actually think this one came from the Flea Market Finds one. And I was very happy to get it. It's not sealed, but it still has the plastic on the outside. A very, very creepy, unexpected terror, like it says there. And this is one of the early efforts of Wes Craven, 1972. Kind of put him on the map. So, really cool front cover there, too. And it even has the price, $9.99. And is that a Walmart sticker? I am not too sure. Getting down to the nitty-gritty here, though. I did not really like these remakes of The Mummy, but I got them anyway. I already have Mummy on VHS, but I don't think I had the widescreen edition. And plus, it's fairly sealed. It has the plastic on the front. But I got the Mummy Returns as well. And I didn't have this one already, but it's cool to have them in there because they are inspired from the, original Mummy classic starring Boris Karloff. Even though I do not like the Brendan Fraser versions that much, and also it spun off to the horrible Scorpion King movies, which there's the Scorpion King himself, The Rock. So I'm not too keen on that. And I'm down to 2 videos, guys, 35 minutes in, so thanks for bearing with me. It's been a lot of videos to get through, but I've been saving these up, and I hope everybody enjoyed going through these with me and seeing what I got. But here is Valentine, and I am sorry for any mistakes that I made. I'm going through this, no script, off the top of the head. It's been a long night, like I said. I actually had a funeral to attend earlier today for a friend that passed away. So any mess-ups that I make, I am sorry. But Valentine, I remember watching this back in like 2001 when it came out. And I thought this was a pretty decent, take on a newer slasher villain, the Valentine. And you just have to check out this to see what happens. I don't want to give it all away, but I'm just going to tell you that picture right there. Yeah. Pictures are worth more than 1,000 words, obviously. So, yep. That's Valentine. And then to cap it off, another Hitchcock classic that I didn't show whenever I first showed these off. But this is actually the remake to the original Psycho. And it is Psycho the remake, like I said, starring Vince Vaughn. And yeah, I had to show this one last because this one right here actually is kind of funny to see Vince Vaughn playing Norman Bates, a horror icon character. But yeah, this is just another remake of a Hitchcock classic that you cannot remake classics, guys. And I want to end it right there. The greatest suspense thriller of all time is back. Psycho is radical. It also has another one of my favorite actors, William H. Macy, up in here. But Vince Vaughn was an interesting choice to play Norman Bates. But yeah, guys, that does it. That's my Halloween Horror Collection update 4.0. It's collection update 31.0, Halloween collection update, horror collection 4.0, fourth annual basically, that I have done now. And yeah, guys, until next time, I really hope everybody check this out. It's been going for a long time now. I really appreciate everybody tuning in. And until next time, guys, thanks for watching. Happy Halloween to everybody out there. And as always, until next time, guys, peace out.